In the old days, love was pure and true. Now it's just a show for all to view. People use it for their own gain, leaving hearts in sorrow and pain. Once a sacred bond, now just a game. Hearts are broken, never quite the same. Love used to be a beacon bright, now it's lost in the shadows of the night. Oh, how we long for those days of yore, when love was honest forevermore. But now it's twisted, tainted and cruel, leaving us drowning in an endless pool. What can we do? In the spiritual world, all seems bright, but shadows lurk in the dead of night. Half of humanity wears a wicked guise, evil deeds hidden behind virtuous eyes. Beneath the surface, a darkness lies, masks of deceit veiling their lies. In this realm where good and evil collide, the line between them is blurred, hard to decide. So tread carefully in this world so grand, for not all that glitters is gold in the sand. In the spiritual realm where illusions endure, evil and good dance in eternal obscure. Just imagine that. Karma doesn't ask you how you want it. It just comes and take it. So be careful how you treat others on your way up the ladder. Is your way down? Trust me. In a world of empty stares, fake love fills the air. Sincerity's distant glare, leaving hearts in deep despair. Truth is lost in a web of lies, hiding behind deceitful eyes. Love that fades and slowly dies, leaving us with heavy sighs. Aching souls in a loveless land, yearning for a genuine hand, but fake love rules with cruel demand, leaving us to understand. In this age of like and retweets, we've forgotten what real love truly means. It's not just about show and tell, but a feeling that makes our hearts swell. It's hard to know who's true and who's fake in a world where appearances are hard to shake. But real love is deeper than a profile pic. It's in the way that someone makes your soul click. So let's not get lost in the digital haze. Let's remember what real love truly conveys. It's not about followers or online fame, but a connection that sets our hearts aflame. In this world of make-believe, they all wear a smile. But behind the scenes, it's just a clever guys, puppets in their show, dancing in their stage. We're all just pieces of their charade. Beneath their mask of joy lies the tangled web, where secrets and deceits are carefully bred. Their lovey-dovey act is just for display. We're all caught up in their twisted play. So let's break free from this illusion so grand and see through the facade with hearts unplanned. No longer pawns in their game of charade. Let's find our own path and not be swayed. I feel like I'm surrounded with people with strings attached to their back, waiting for their master's command. It's like when I was little, right, and I was reading Pinocchio. Every time that he told a lie, his nose grew. It's just that, in real life, their noses don't grow. Karma just catches. In the shadows we see, a love so pure and meek, but all that's left is a ghostly echo, a memory bleak, longing for a bond that's true in this world so cold and weak, yearning for the love we knew before the all turned antique, lost in illusions of affection, fleeting like the mist, hollow hearts yearn for connection, any realm dismissed, seeking solace in echoes of the past where love truly exists, but all we find are mere reflections of what love once kissed. Amidst the ruins of our hearts, we search for something real, yet all we grasp are faded echoes of what used to appeal in this world where love has become just a commodity to steal. It's just a little food for thought. Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble morning. Afternoon. Continue to have a blessed and humble day, man. I'm just on this John, just talking. It's mostly for my day one subscribers, my new subscribers, the ones that are here for the support. Those that want to help spread the message, even the newcomer ones. All right. Listen, the shorty working on her website. Definitely gonna be having that up pretty soon. I'm also working on some new poetry because I'm about to, publish the second book, my second poetry book. All right. So that's what I've been doing lately. All right. Not going to be live as much as I was. All right. But I will be going live to do reaction videos and stuff like that. Once I get that website ready, we'll be able to, show you all the merchandise that we got, the registered life merchandise and stuff like that. All right, so I'm getting everything situated little by little. I'm trying to see, I'm trying to meet up with some of these politicians and stuff at the same process. So, y'all don't see, listen, if y'all don't see me go live, make sure that when I upload these videos, all right, y'all share these videos, help a shorty out. I appreciate those that have been rocking out and supporting, a shorty. All right, but right now I'm working not just on publishing my second poetry and working on the third book. All right.
I'm also working on my book, right? Y'all know, if y'all been following me for a while, y'all know that, we bring awareness to a lot of topics, all right? Especially on bullying and sexual assault, all right? So I am working on my book. I was going to take a minute for those of y'all, right? Because it's not going to be done no time soon, all right? But I'm on chapter 3, I think it is. Shout out to Selena, all right? Because she gave a great interview. A great interview. She did a great interview with a shorty, all right? And I spoke a little bit about, my past, how I've overcome it. So basically, right now, I'm also working on this book where, I'm not just speaking on my story, all right? How can I say it, all right? I'm speaking on how I've overcome those situations that made me feel like at one point, I wasn't going to be able to make it. I wasn't going to be able to survive, all right? Where at one point I felt like I couldn't trust the world. So I'm really, really, working on that one. I'm going to read, let me see. I'm going to read the first 4 pages, all right? And for those of y'all, listen, before I publish anything, all right, I make sure that I have everything written down. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I always make sure that I have everything written down, all right? Even though this is a rough draft, all right, I am going to read the first 4 pages for those that have been following me, because I've been working on this for a minute, all right? So, you have to brainstorm your ideas, put them together. And this is not an easy subject, all right? This is not even an easy topic, not a subject, because this ain't math, all right? This isn't an easy topic to talk about. And I've noticed that, with a lot of young ladies coming up, a lot of women out here, all right? Somebody that has survived sexual abuse, right, as a child, right? I know that life is hard for them. But one thing that I can sit here and say that no matter how hard it is, no matter how many obstacles you got thrown your way, all right, if we find a way, if we could find a way to manage to control those emotions that make us lash out when we're young, all right, and find a way to heal these wounds, all right, we could start helping a lot of these young ladies out here that are going through the same thing, all right, and talking about, somebody that's been through sexual abuse, right? It's not easy to come out here into these platforms, all right, where you're easily judged, easy criticized, all right, or easily, bashed for saying what you say. Now, writing this book for me is a way of helping other young ladies, all right, that are going through the same thing and are lurking in shadows, all right. And I'm going to read the first 4 pages so that people can understand where I'm coming from, all right? Because it's not easy writing this down either, right? It's not easy going down memory lane and telling your story, how you survived it, how you overcame it and stuff like that. When in the same breath, you still got these emotions, all right, lurking in the shadows. You see where I'm coming from? Like you got these demons inside your head that want to scream and shout but don't know how to. All right, like a lot of us, how can I say here, fight this battle that seems like it's never ending, but in reality, all right, in reality, we could overcome it. So let me start off with this, all right, and this is chapter 1, all right. Um, we've been talking a lot about little girls, little boys going through sexual abuse, not just within the community, all right, but I've seen a lot of lives where people are bringing awareness to them, and I want to give all of them a big shout out because this is not just happening to little girls, all right, it's also happening to little boys out there. So shout out to the men that are speaking up on these type of situations, all right, and bringing awareness. So like I said, let me start off. I'm gonna read to y'all the first 4 pages, all right, and then from there y'all gonna have to buy the book when I publish it, all right. Chapter 1, page 1, Inked in Science. I didn't come into this world soft. Philly raised me loud, layered and unfiltered. Before the mic, before the movement, before they called me an advocate, I was a girl dodging systems built to erase girls like me. Girls who survive, who fight, who refuse to fall. We all have a past. Mine's dark, like the shadows little girls walk through trying to reach the light. I grew up in a house where silence was survival, but my spirit, it refused to whisper. It screamed in sketches, in side eyes, and scars. The pain, the pain is a story tattooed on my skin. Every mark, every memory, every moment I didn't break. They saw attitude, I was building armor. They saw defiance, I was defending my name. They saw a girl too loud, too raw, too much, but I was just enough to start a fire. This chapter isn't about the spotlight, it's about the silence that shaped me. The fight before the platform, the ink before the image, the girl before the legacy. Page 2, Questions in the Dark. As a child, I asked questions no one wanted to answer. Why is this happening to me? Why does love feel like fear? Why does the person who why does the person who's supposed to protect me call me a liar instead? I didn't understand the world I was born into. I just knew something was wrong. While he kept hurting me, I kept asking, trying to make sense of the silence, trying to believe that someone would listen, but she didn't. She called me crazy. She chose him. And that choice, it carved something deep onto me. Anger, pain, distrust. I started lashing out not because I was wild, but because I was wounded. Because the truth was too heavy to carry alone. Because when because when you scream and no one hears you, you learn to roar. I didn't know that my questions were seeds. That one day they'd grow into truth telling, into advocacy, into fire. But back then, I was just a little girl in the dark asking why love felt like betrayal and why silence felt like punishment. Page 3, The Lie That Broke Me. As a child, I lived in contradiction. My mom told me no one should ever touch me in my private parts. She said if someone made me uncomfortable, I should tell her. So I did. I told her, even when he said no one would believe me, not even her. Even when he said I'd be punished for speaking, I still spoke. And in that moment, his words felt true because she didn't believe me. She looked me in my face and called me a liar, said it couldn't be true. That man loved us, said I was making it up, said there would be consequences. I was hurt, confused, betrayed. Why tell me to speak if my truth was too ugly to hear? Why teach me to trust her, then punish me for doing it? I didn't know who else to go to. Would they believe me? Would they call me crazy too? Would they protect him like she did? So I went quiet, but my silence didn't mean peace. It meant rage. It meant lashing out. It meant trying to scream through. It meant trying to scream through my actions because my words have been denied. I thought maybe if I acted out, they finally listened, but they didn't. They didn't hear the pain behind the punch. They just saw a girl acting up, never asked why, never looked deeper. Page 4, Screaming in the Shadows. Lashing out only made things worse. They saw defiance, they missed the wound. How do you speak when you think no one will listen? I cried in silence for years. The abuse started before I even knew what school was. Before I could spell danger, I was living in it. I went from a happy little girl to one who lurked in shadows, watching every man like he might be the next monster because the first one wore a mask of love, because because the first one was chosen by my mother. I was dying on the inside, but on the outside, I was loud. I was angry. I was pushing people away, not because I didn't want love, but because I didn't trust it. The pain inside me opened a wound that couldn't heal, a wound that bled into every relationship, every classroom, every moment I was supposed to be normal. I had a real life. I had a real life Freddy Krueger, not just in my dreams, but in my shadows. He haunted me. My bad. Not just in my dreams, but in my shadows. He haunted my silence. He twisted my trust. And every time I tried to scream, the world told me to whisper. So I just wanted to put that out there. All right. I am working on this. All right. Once I'm done this whole book right here, all right, I am going to publish it. All right. Might take 2 books, all right, a few chapters, a few hundred pages to write. But that's my story. All right. And I'm gonna put it out there. Right in the beginning, all right, I didn't want to speak on my story, right? It was hard to speak on. It was crazy. It took a lot of courage, all right, a lot of anger for me to actually speak on my story in front of an audience, in front of social media, in front of people. You see where I'm coming from? It took a very long time, all right, to say fuck this shit. All right, I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of hiding in the shadows, all right, and feeling this pain that I shouldn't even be feeling. All right, I was bleeding all over everybody, and I wasn't even noticing it. So a lot of us carry that deep pain inside of us, but it doesn't mean that we cannot transform that pain into some type of motivation and help the next person move forward. All right. There's so many ways I can go about this. All right. Um, let me see. I might be able to do it in a lyrical poem because it's not easy to talk, man. Like if I write, you see where I'm coming from. If I'm writing and I'm doing all this, it's easy to talk. I mean, it's easy to say something because it's written down. All my thoughts are right there. Now they're not scattered all over my head. All right, trying to pinpoint a moment in time where I, could show you. Yeah, look, listen, I went through this and it was really dark. All right. And at one point, I thought it was going to break me down to the point where, nobody was going to give a fuck about who I was, what I was doing, and what I was trying to say. Right? So I had to find another way. And guess what? It took for me to let people inside. All right. And I just didn't know who. All right. Who to trust. Who can I let the shield down to in order for me to say, this is what's happening to me. That was hard when the first person meant to protect you was the first person to hurt you. All right. As crazy as that sounds, that's how it be. But we need to start bringing more awareness. All right. I am definitely going to publish this book as soon as I get a chance. I'm not going to promise it's going to be this year. All right. Because I'm just on I'm ending chapter 2, starting chapter 3. All right. So blessings. We got Miss Chicago in the building. Blessings, blessings. We got the beautiful Miss Chicago. Blessings to Audit Colorado. Blessings. Welcome to the live. It's my first time seeing you. I appreciate the comment. Tons of Christians say it's time. For me, I say it's time to reclaim. All right. That power that you felt like you've lost, it was never gone. You just got to learn how to reclaim it. In the shadow of my dreams, I was confined a prisoner of my own mind, hoping to find escape from the horrors that kept haunting me. Chained to a bed, just imagine a nightmare with Freddy. Every night his claws would scrape against my fears. A twisted dance, waking, dripping in cold. Growing up, it felt like I was in prison, shackled to a bed and life filled with derision. But now I rise, armored against my own fright. No longer bound, I'm ready to face the fight. Through the darkness, I found the light of resilience, unlocking the power to break these chains of existence. No longer confined to the grip of my past. I was sculpting new reality. Do you know I believed everything? So yeah, listen, it took me a little minute to figure out how to put this book together. All right. So now that I've got all my ideas brainstormed, all right, I figured out how to put the chapters together, write the words, all right. I'm definitely going to work on publishing this. I'm hoping that I get this done by the end of the summer. All right. For those of y'all that want to, show Shorty support, y'all can go to Amazon. All right. We do got our poetry. I got a poetry already self-published. All right. I'm finishing up the second book now. All right. And I'm going to publish that one. The first one is only on ebooks. All right. And paperbacks. The second poetry book I'm working on because a lot of people wanted the first one to be hardback. All right. I'm going to make it electronic, I'm gonna make it paperback, and I'm gonna make it hardbook. All right, it's gonna be published on Amazon. All right, the book that I am working on how I overcame my obstacles, how I've overcome the dark past that I lived, will also be self-published on Amazon. All right, guys, a lot of my stuff will be, put on Amazon. So if y'all wish to show a shorty support, just let me see. I don't know if y'all can hit the link while y'all down here, man, but I don't know if y'all hit. Let me see, exclamation. Let me see, poetry. I think it is. Y'all can get the link to my Amazon poetry book. I'm not sure. Let me see. I forgot how it was. I gotta definitely go look that joint up. Let me see. Exclamation writers poetry. I forgot how the heck it was. I'll figure that joint out, man. What the fuck is it? Is that it? Let me see. I gotta see. Will this take me to my? I'm gonna have to look over here. Did it pop up? Yeah, I think it did. But I don't think you can click it on the phone. Let me see. Can I click it on my regular YouTube? I'm about to check that joint out now. All right, I gotta see if I could click on the link on the regular YouTube real quick. I think it's just on the phone. Oh yeah, see you. Let me see. Will this take me to Amazon? Yep. All right. So it seems like you have to be on a computer to click on this. All right. So if you are on the computer, you will be able to click on the link. If you're on a phone, I guess it's gonna be hard. But the link to the link to my Amazon is on the description box down below, guys. All right. Make sure y'all go check them out. All right. Yes, yes, yes. So, like I told y'all, I'm also working on new poetry. I read these poems the other day. All right. I still don't got no names for these poems. I'm still working on the titles of these poems. All right. And I'm going to read the first one. All right. And it's crazy, right? Because y'all know that a lot of poetry that I read to y'all is based on what I see, right? My views on how I see things around me, not just out here on these streets, but on social media and much more. All right. This first poem goes like this. In the heart of the city, innocence thrives, but corruption lurks where darkness arrives. Born from deceit, tainted souls take form in a community where innocence is the norm. Children play in the streets, lined with lies, while corrupt minds plot under the skies. Innocence shattered by greed and power in a community where corruption towers. We are a community of light and dark, where innocence battles corruption's mark. But in the end, it's unity we seek to rise above the corruption that makes us weak. Right? The second poem goes like this, and these are for this is for the mofos out here that feel like, how can I say it? They call themselves trolls, all right? Catch themselves on this John disrespecting people, all right? And it's not for every troll, all right? Because listen, I've learned that we got some people that call themselves troll, all right? And then this John just for nothing more than just humor and jokes, all right? Those are funny, but we got mofos coming on these platforms, listen, as disrespectful as they can be, all right? So behind the screen, they type away, hiding their truth, afraid to display, projecting their fears online onto others, masking their pain with every line. Insecurities fueling the keyboard's fire, lashing out at those they admire. Unable to face their own reflection, they deflect, seeking false protection. Words as weapons used in disguise to cover up the tears in their eyes. Beneath the bravado and digital veil lies a soul yearning to exhale. So let's break free from this facade. So let's break free from this facade we wear, embrace our flaws, and show we care. No more hiding behind keyboards and lies. Let's rise above. Let our true selves arise. On this one's way more spiritual, all right, and I hope people don't misunderstand. But this one speaks a lot about unity, all right, and I'm still trying to get a title for it. In a world of colors, we all stand apart, but it's the energy inside that reveals the heart. Some keep it real, while others wear a mask. True intentions shine bright, no need to bask. Different shades of skin don't define who we are. It's the authenticity that sets us near or far. Some speak the truth while others deceive, but in the end, only genuine souls receive. Don't be fooled by appearances or false display. The real essence within will always find its way. Honesty and integrity will always prevail. In a world full of shades, true colors never fail. So let's look beyond the surface and see what lies beneath. For true character is found in the energy we bequeath. All right. In a sea of diversity, let authenticity guide our view. Different shades of color, but what matters is you. All right. And this one kind of like describes me a little more. All right. This one's speaking about me a little more. And it goes like this. When they see me, they see a Puerto Rican mamacita. That's not just who I am. The ancestors are within. They flow through my veins. Taino roots never forget the pain. Don't dwell, just reclaim what was taken away. In my blood runs the spirits of those who came before. Their strength and resilience I carry in my core. I stand proud, a reflection of their legacy, embracing my heritage with unwavering loyalty. From the shores of Borinquen to lands far and wide, I honor my roots with every step and stride. My identity is a tapestry woven with woven with history's thread. A Puerto Rican mamacita, never forgetting what led. All right. So I'm still working on poems. I'm still writing. All right. Like as crazy as it sounds, man. Look, listen. If I was to show y'all, look. All right. Like I don't know what it is. Like I told y'all, I don't play around. All right. Shorty, listen. And I'm still gonna pop them up. All right. They're all over. When I'm sitting here, when I'm not feeling good, when I'm not listening. That's what I do. All right. This is what I do. All right. Then I don't just use the dictionary. All right. I come right to the encyclopedia. All right. Y'all see this little John right here? Real encyclopedias. Yes, I got half the collection. I'm waiting to get the rest. All right. And I look in these Jones for meanings, definitions, right along with the dictionary. All right. You know what's funny? I even got the book, all right, of Webster's dictionary explaining how they came about with the dictionary, the words, and much more. Man, listen, I'm a history guru. Chill. All right. But the whole point of this live, right, the shorty is just talking, all right, about what she's doing, what she's planning. Like, I think it's time. It's time to, get up, do what I got to do. I've been sitting down long enough, all right? Like, 2 years ago, God said, look, listen, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, but shit, I'm not going to blame him, all right? Because he said, look, listen, this is about to happen. You just don't know it yet, all right? And when this happens, you're going to have to learn how to pick yourself up, all right? Learn how to heal yourself in order for you to keep moving and keep helping those that you want to help, all right? Because when I got into that accident, boy, and they told me you're going to have to get surgery if you don't heal yourself within 1 year, Lord have mercy. I was like, So I was sitting here fighting depression while I was still, trying to take care of home and try to still help others. Boy, that's why I be looking at people like, and I just ask myself sometimes, like, it feels like some people just want you to just give up when they talk to you. All right. And that's why you can't just listen to everybody that's around you. You got to like really, really listen to what's being said to you so that you can know who are the ones that are there for you. Who are those that are really rocking out for you? Because not everybody that's around you is for you. All right. And that's some real shit.
Religiously, understand the seven principles of hell. You understand the seven demons within you. You understand that whole concept. It's a whole metaphysical concept. We ain't go over that, but anyway, so from a spiritual, You have to work from the inside out.
Right.
The reason people can't manifest because they don't even believe they can have what
They still burn. Parents straight
Their kids' Google accounts with their emails and stuff like that. You know, we've been bringing awareness to these type of topics for a while. We were bringing awareness to Fortnite, Roblox, all that stuff, right? And it's crazy how now, you know, all this is coming to the light. But, you know, a little while back, I had a little situation too where I had to get hard with my son. My son's 18 years old now, right? And he came up to me and he apologized for his behavior and said that he was going through a phase and he himself didn't understand it at that moment. So what I want a lot of people to understand is we was kids at one point. We were teenagers at one point, all right? And, you know, shout out to the parents, all right, that remember that they were kids at one point and tried to break the chains, all right, and do something different, but still keep the tradition in, all right? I mean, it's hard to break that down, and I'm not even going to do it right now. If it went over your head, it went over your head, all right? But a lot of these little girls are running away. Some of them are going missing. All right, some of these cases is someone that knows them or someone that they met online. So we have to really be cautious, all right, be in our kids' lives. Like you're telling me, right, and once again, it's not to bash her. It's just that I'm just trying to put the puzzles to this, the pieces to this puzzle together, right, and make it make sense, all right? How is that, you know, you don't know that your daughter is dating a grown man. A lot of people are saying that the mother sold, all right, the parents sold this daughter, you know, this child, this teenage girl to this upcoming rising artist. And I mean, listen, there's so much going on, but it's crazy. Out of all the conspiracy theories they got out there, that seems to be kind of like, they say that the bull's arrested now. You see where I'm coming from? And unfortunately, right, a lot of victims that go through, you know, grooming or sexual assault or, you know, very much more, listen, I don't know how to break it down or put it into words for y'all to understand or not get offended because, you know, on social media, people get into emotions. But like, as a parent, we need to have more talks with our kids. Something's a little off with this David story. I'm telling you, like something's really, really off with it. Like I'm really diving into this, but I don't know how there could be parents out here that don't pay attention, you know, to their kids in that way. Like if you notice your child's behavior change, and that's when you really got to get more into their lives. Be a detective. All right, be like a cop, all right, an officer. It don't matter if they get mad. Shit, if they getting mad, you doing your job. All right, like as crazy as it sounds, we have
the world. A celebrity wants nothing to do with her, twerking for the world to see. Lacking in respect is a blur. No respect, lacking in morals. She keeps on twerking for the world to see. Her behavior is irking. An old lady on this platform pulsing this earth, but we see through her facade she's just a blur. So beware of the snake in the garden with a smile that hides the lies she partners. Don't be fooled by her act of innocence. She's just a deceiver lacking in sense. Out on Jamaica Street, there's an old lady who can't accept her age. It's shady, promoting her kitty cat like it's young, but we all know it's full of spider webs, stung. She's on this app trying to catfish men while bashing women. Oh, when will it end? I suggest this lady do her research. She lacks history. Her behavior's a birch. She believes is believe all women. Oh my, using that to play victim. Oh why? Stuck in an era when dinosaurs roam. She needs to wake up, stop being so bloomed. So let's all laugh at this lady so bold, thinking she's young, but she's just old. Her kitty cat may not be the best, but hey, at least she's trying to impress. Out in Jamaica Street, a wannabe Jamaican mad at a celebrity, placing all the blame, saying we're the reason he don't like her, forgetting to look in the mirror. What a blur, blaming the world for all his wounds, living in shame, insecurity shows, ego too big, can't let go of the past, hurting all in her path. What a blast, demanding respect because of her age, forgetting it's earned, not just a wage, reflecting her pain, holding on to the pride, but in reality she's just taking us for a ride. So next time you see her, just give her a smile, for she's living in the world of the now. Let her be with her insecurities and all, and remember, respect it's not just a call. This one's for the older ladies demanding respect like they're the greatest, but respect is earned, not given freely. If you lack morals, honor, and integrity, y'all expect us to bow down, treat you like queens with a crown. But sorry to bust your bubble, y'all not even highnesses, y'all just trouble, spreading toxic waste in the air like a virus without a care. Y'all want us to see you as excellence, but y'all just a minus, not even relevant. of it. You think you're the leader of the pack, but really you're just holding us back. The younger generation will rise while you continue with your lies. So take a step back and reflect on the way you treat and neglect. Respect is a two-way street. Earn it, don't demand it, or you won't be on your feet.
And that's some real shit, man. I never understood how there could be women on this app claiming to be survivors, but in the same breath, bashing other women for being the same, telling them that they liars, but then acting on this app like a whole Jezebel. I never understood that. And there's too many women doing that shit, making it seem like all women that are survivors are Jezebels, and that's not true. All right. A lot of women that have been through a dark past have gotten their shit together, and they is women now. All right. These Jezebels ain't nothing more than bitches. I want y'all to understand the difference. All right. And it's crazy that these Jezebels be the ones that people protect on some real shit. All right. And it's funny how you got women on here. How you a survivor protecting predators? How you sitting here trying to give a predator that won't change a second chance? Let me tell y'all something, all right? It's been proven time after time, all right? Scientifically and through stories, all right? Stories that people have been through personally, that castration doesn't work, all right? A motherfucker will still find a way, and that's why I stay 7 feet under. Unless you can find a way that he can live the hell that he made someone else suffer in a little hole by you throwing away the key and he never or she never seen the day of light, then that's a different story. They're going to be in the hole for the rest of their life, living and reliving what the fuck they did. That's a different story. Shit. But I don't know how women come onto this bitch and fucking defend men doing shit like that.
Prayers out for our real men doing what they gotta do. While on this app, we have men of age acting worse than our kids do. Demanding respect by acting a fool. Saying they're the alphas running the pack, but in reality, they're on their knees. Couldn't run the trap, now they're just a tease. So here's a shout out to the real men out there who handle their business without care. While the fake alphas talk a big game, but in the end, they're all just the same. So keep doing you, real men of the world, and let the fake ones continue to twirl in their own little fantasy land, while the real men rise and take a stand. Prayers out for our real men, may they always shine bright and leave the fake alphas in their own little plight. There once was an ex-cop so old who laid icy tears so cold. He loved the little old lady in the garden. Together they played victim begging pardon. Mad at a celebrity who didn't care. They protected predators, it wasn't fair. He agreed and took sides with a man in his 40s who admitted to doing inappropriate deeds with a minor. Oh please, oh how do we respect such a man who hurts our angels? It's not the plan. Lost and confused, he needs a hand to find his cucumber, oh so grand. Mamie Gartner will teach him so well to be a man and stop the spell. Speaking on woman who didn't bother him, let's help him find his way with a grin. Give him something to tell. In the real world, street justice will be swift for predators to prey on the innocent gift. But on this app, it's a different tale where predators hide behind the digital veil. Men and women admit to their inappropriate deeds. With minors, they praise and protect their misdeeds. While warriors fight to protect our angels online, predators lurk waiting for their next vile crime. To all the warriors, keep standing tall, protecting our kids, never letting them fall. Let's watch over our children with care and show the predators we won't let them dare. Just try it. So keep fighting for our kids' rights and keep them safe from the online frights. Let's show these predators they have no respect and keep our children safe from their neglect. Older folks with no dignity, demanding respect with no humility, thinking they're the bee's knees, but really they're just a bunch of sillies. Bishops preaching from the Bible, but acting like they're in denial. Talking to young men like they're in jail, ignoring coffins in their tail. Grown men gossiping about the dead, forgetting every action has a thread. Demanding respect without honor, thinking they're untouchable online. What a goner. But little do they know, their antics will show. No matter where they hide, their true colors will be spilled. The older men I admire carry themselves with grace. They know who they are and where they're going in this race. They won't bash women, they know when to walk away and when to stand and fight. They show us a better way. Not every battle is meant to be won. They've earned respect with honor, while on this app, some older older men seek attention, causing drama, arguing with women, bouncing on rainbows it seems. How can we respect that and keep our dreams? Let's learn from the wise and carry ourselves with pride, respecting others, showing love and letting our true selves shine bright. I don't know why men come online and be messy, but women do it too, so let's not get testy. These older folks run plays trying to deceive, but when we catch on, they play the victim. Can you believe? How can we respect those who bully and bash, then turn around and act like they're the ones with the stash? Demanding respect because of their age, forgetting respect has no numbers, it's not a cage. So where do we go from here? I'm at a loss, standing up and fighting back no matter the cost. We won't be pushed around, we won't be swayed. Respect is earned, don't demand it, that's how we'll stay. So let's not be fooled by the games and their lies. We'll stand tall and strong with truth on our side. No more playing the victim, no more meek. We'll rise above with dignity and speak. For in this online world where things can get messy, we'll hold our heads high and always stay classy. Respect is a two-way street, it goes both ways. Oh, these older folks online, I just can't seem to find any respect for them in my mind. They act like freaks, creeps, and predators all the time. I'll stick to my real elders who carry themselves with grace, not those who make me shudder with their online disgrace. I'll look up to those who deserve it, not those who act like fools. I'll keep my distance from the perverts and stick to the golden rules. So to the older men and women online, I'll just say no thanks. I'll keep my respect for those who shine and leave the rest to their pranks. For my real elders, I'll always hold dear, and to the others, I'll just stay clear. I'll keep my distance, have no fear, and let them carry on with their freak show.
And that's some real shit right there, y'all. Like, I take a break from social media, right? From this matrix a lot, because sometimes I come on this John and I hear people say the dumbest shit, right? And if you call them out for saying the dumbest shit, they get all in their fucking feelings, all right? Their ego gets bruised up like if you just punched it. Like if you just karate chopped the shit out their fucking kidneys, lungs, hearts, and throat. Like, that's how they get. Panties all up in a bunch. They can't even figure out how to, get it out. But shit, motherfuckers don't even peep. Like, I look at a lot of people that act chasty and shy, chasty and shady on this fucking app, like, leashes. All right. It's like too many people on here coming and deflecting who they really are onto others. All right. Typing away on keyboards, bleeding all over the matrix, expecting for someone to give them a band-aid to heal their wounds. Like it's not them who's supposed to get up and heal themselves. Worrying about if this person is going to care about what they say or how they, what they think and what they're going to do. When in reality, half of motherfuckers on this bitch don't even give a fuck about what you're doing. All right. Some want to come to get entertained. Some want to learn. All right. Some want to do the entertaining. All right. They just got hired at the circus. Shit. Free show for everybody to view while they get paid, chump change. It be so much going on and people don't understand. Like, this is why sometimes we really, really need a break. Because motherfuckers turn into little angel demon hybrids out here. Once again with bruised egos.
In this world of blame and shame, we point fingers, we play the game. But as our children cry in fear, we turn the blind eye, we shed no tears. Believe our women, they say, while our kids are led astray. Lost in darkness, lost in pain, yet their cries fall silent like the rain. It's a shame how far we've come, blaming all the men playing dumb. But our children need us near to wipe their tears and calm their fears. In this land of the free, water's a commodity for you and me. Can't you see? It's not fair, it's plain to see. People struggling to pay for something they need every day. In America where we say we're free, but water shouldn't come at a fee. A shorty just speaking in general about the things that seem so small. This ain't meant towards everyone, just a cry in the dark. In America where water is marked. Brothers and sisters, hear my plea. This is not about you or me. Our kids are the future, they hold the key. Wake up before we're met with defeat. In this world of chaos and strife, we must guide them to a better life. Teach them love, compassion, and light, so they can lead us out of this endless night. Let's unite as one strong force. For our children, let's stay on course. Together we can make a change and secure a better future in exchange. Y'all should have listened the first time they let the cat out the hat. Now it's a crime. Many are falling into a trap, thinking it's a game, but they full of cap. Some are ready and fully strapped, while others keep falling into the gap. The warning signs were clear as day, but some chose not to heed what they say. Now the consequences come to light. Those who ignored are in for a fight. Listen close and learn from this mishap. Don't be caught unaware. Don't fall into the trap. From the wisdom of my elders, I learned women are strong, independent, and firm. But sometimes we need a helping hand to conquer challenges and make a stand. Independence is crucial, that's true. Yet together with a man, we can pursue. Respect yourself first and foremost, so others will treat you like the most. Ladies, growing up, remember this advice. You're capable of anything you devise. But partnership and respect go hand in hand. Embrace your strength and make a stand. Memories of the past I couldn't see, now I understand. The wisdom they gave me, respect yourself first, that's the key. To earn respect from others is how it should be. A man's worth measured by how he treats his queen. Love and romance in the air, a beautiful scene. A woman's power to uplift or demean. In her hands lies a man's dream. Lessons learned from an OG so true. In matters of the heart, they know what to do. Love and respect intertwined like glue in a world where old-fashioned values still ring through. Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan was a fairy tale. Now males want to be females without fail. Women want to be a man, it's a twisted tale. Flipping scripts and roles, they set sail. Fighting for roles, turning to moles, making hits with their agenda goals. Targeting our kids, it takes a toll. To them, it's a bliss. To us, it's a black hole. They ain't trying to miss. Their agenda is the ultimate twist, infiltrating young minds with their list, but we won't let them persist. I'm with women's rights, but what about men's too? Equality for all, it's long overdue. We want progress, we need to see both sides. Blame and shame won't help us unite. Don't label him a deadbeat without looking in the mirror. Sometimes it takes two to create rupture. Let's have conversations that include everyone. Empathy and understanding the battles can be won. Men face struggles too, let's not forget. Their mental health matters, let's not neglect. It's time to break down walls and build bridges instead. Together we can strive for equality ahead. You scream for the police every time he come around. Then scream child support abuse, playing victim in this town. Enjoy that check, boo, but remember what goes up must come down. The only time he's worthy is when he bails you out the mess you found. You play the game, manipulating hearts without a doubt, but karma's knocking at your door, there's no way out. You point fingers and shift the blame around, but in the end, it's your own chaos that you found. You dance with danger, living on the edge of lies, but the truth will catch up to you, no more disguise. The man you rely on to clean up your mess is so profound, will soon see through your facade and leave you astounded. Using a child as a weapon, it's a shame. A woman who lacks self-respect, I can't acclaim. Real men fighting for what they believe in, never in vain. Standing 10 toes down, bringing awareness to the pain. Respect is earned by how you carry yourself, not by tearing others down for personal wealth. Real men don't back down, they fight with honor and stealth against injustice and falsehoods that threaten our health. Let's uplift each other instead of tearing apart, supporting one another from the start. Real men stand tall with courage in their heart, fighting for justice and truth, playing their part. Here's for the men who share their truth, never afraid to stand tall in their boots, respecting our women, fighting for what's right, supporting our kids day and night. Real women out there blazing trails, men by their side never looking pale. Rights for all, let's keep the balance true. Men have a voice, let's listen to. In this crazy world where battles are fought, let's remember the men who give it all they've got. Respect to those who speak their stories loud. Together we stand strong and proud. Together we stand, united we'll rise, setting an example for young eyes. In every step we take, in every plan, guiding the next generation's hand. Leading by actions, not just by words, teaching them to fly like birds. Showing love and respect in all we do, for they're always watching, taking cues. Hand in hand, let's pave the way for a better tomorrow, starting today. Our children learn from what they see. Let's show them how great they can be. Let's be.
And that's some real shit right there, yo. Like, we have to start leading by example, all right? I was raised a little different from a lot of people, and I keep saying that. And one thing that I can sit here and say is that it took a village to straighten me out, all right? And that same village that was trying to get to me when I was a little kid, it's that same village that got to me, right? Now that I'm an adult, all right? Like, I didn't get my shit together until a few years back, all right? I'm 36 years old. I just turned 36, all right? That's why I keep saying I'm not young, I'm not old. I'm in between that shit, all right? But somewhere in my mid-20s, I'm gonna say my late 20s, early 30s. All right. My ass really got straightened out, and I gotta say thank you, all right, to those that stood by my side, all right, since I was high, all right, since I was a little shorty, not shorty, all right, shorty. So it took me a minute to even understand, all right, that there was people that was on my side that was trying to guide me into the right path, all right. And I didn't understand that because, like I said at one point, you know how there's people that come and bleed all over the matrix? There's people, all right, at one point they go through something and don't know how to come out of it, and they bleed all over those that are trying to help them, all right. And that's why I say, listen, man, I am not, how can I say, I'm not a victim, all right. I'm a survivor, all right. I'm a surviving warrior. I went from being a survivor to becoming a warrior. There are so many ways that we fight these obstacles, all right? So many ways. And sometimes, even though we feel scared and we don't want to let that shield down, all right, because we think that the next person that we're going to let in our lives is going to hurt us, right? And it's not even like that. That person's been right near us, and they've been taken every hit, every punch, every kick, every bite, every scratch, and holding it in and holding it in and holding it in until you're at ease. And some of us don't even realize that shit. We don't realize that we are our own worst enemy, all right? Until we look at ourselves in the mirror and we realize that that person that we're staring at, we don't like. I don't even know how to put it into words. Because that's how it be. We need to realize that at times we are our own worst enemy. How do you not become your own worst enemy? And I feel as though that we need to look in the mirror. You, because I've already looked in that mirror, all right? I know who I am, what I am, and where I'm going in life, all right? At one point, I didn't know. I didn't even know where I stood, all right? Or those that were around me, where they stood at, or how much can I trust them? And it's crazy because I had to take myself away from those, right, that I thought that were my friends, but was only around me because of the things that I could do, the things that I can give, the things that I could offer. You see where I'm coming from? So is they really your friends when they're there? When that money is gone, it's crazy when that's when you really realize, all right, who's really there for you. Like sometimes you have to, how can I say? Leave those that you really think are there for you behind. Let me see, is this the one? Some people will always have a place in my heart, but not in my life.
Hey, yo, Flory, turn me up.
Because when I tell you that it hurts, it hurts. Envy in your eyes, yet you want trust. Can't tell if you're an enemy or a friend. I mean, back then when I was naive, now I'm older, some say wiser. I'm no fool. I'm only a friend when convenient. Took a while to understand that what was real would never leave. Only when you're in pain and alone, you know who you can really depend on. You say you were a friend, where were you when I needed a hand? Shit, you was following a trend. A friend ain't nothing but $1 in your pocket when the money gone, so are they. Shit. And they say a friend in need is a friend indeed. No, it's not. Well, yeah. You watched as I drown. Now I'm getting around while you in the dog pound. Shit. It's funny how karma has a tendency of bringing things back around. It's not funny when the one you look up to is the one wearing the crown. You nothing but a clown. What you need to do is bring that ass back around town and, like Deja says, smack a nigga with an open hand. And that's some real shit right there, man. Like, And going back to, the David situation and bringing back awareness, man, look, listen, y'all don't understand when a lot of kids lose trust is because they feel like the first person that they thought they could trust, all right, didn't trust them. So now it's kind of like it's that child versus the whole world, all right?
I remember the first time I made my mama a promise. I was so young, fucked up in the head, had to toughen up. Even though that was a promise I knew I could never keep. Just peep, cause this is deep. Mama, I try to reach. Why you try to preach? You knew he was nothing but a leaf. He was just like Adam. But instead of the apple, he grabbed the fruit of your leaves, and to him they tasted like peaches. That's when I knew that promises were meant to be broken if they don't come from the heart. Damn, that's fucked up, mama. You put your child in the middle of your promise. You put your whole world on your child's shoulder. Not once thinking that in the future she'll have her own burdens. She screamed, mama, please, while she begged on her knees. Let my protector come back into my life with her wrist sliced in the air, God, please. As time passed by, she learned what a curse and a blessing was, and now she is blessed to be.
And that's some real shit right there. That's how it be, guys, man. Listen, man, I want to give a big shout out to all the people out here, all these YouTubers, all these podcasters that are bringing awareness to the Davis situation. Not just to the Davis situation, but to more cases out here. All right, there's a few podcasters that I've seen, all right, that bring just, awareness just to these specific topics, all right, like the abuse of kids, the sexual assault of kids, the grooming of kids, and much more, right? A lot of us think that we can't come out of these, shadows and stuff like that. But at the end, you got to realize, right, we need to build a blueprint, all right, based on the blueprint that was left behind for us. And a lot of people still haven't peeped that. All right. We have to stop bleeding all over the matrix. We have to stop worrying about a president that isn't even worrying about us. Is he corrupt? Is he not? Look, listen. At the end of the day, you see where I'm coming from? He's implementing what already had existed. And that's going to go over a lot of people's head, what I'm saying. All right. I know it is. Damn. Bleeding all over the matrix got a total of 1,077K. Let's get the fuck out of here. Whatever. Anyways, I want y'all to, listen to what I'm trying to say. Shout out to Kwame Brown for inspiring me, right? Because Miss Joe Thought and Miss Akimi helped me write the one that I'm going to play next, all right? Us versus the system. And what I mean by that is, listen, they sat there, they had this ancestral conversation, and boom, a shorty came up with this poetry, all right? And I have it in 2 versions. And then, listening to Kwame Brown, he got in his bag, right, for a few days straight, and a shorty came up with Bleeding All Over the Matrix. And, I feel as though they, he said a few things that a lot of us have been saying time after time. Either we're not listening to ourselves, you see where I'm coming from, or we just ignoring the facts that the answers that we're seeking are in front of us. Shout out to the Word, because he's one of the few men that I know that are on here that he's consistent with that, all right? Especially, when he breaks down a lot of the stuff, right? They taught us to look on the outside when we should be looking within. All right. And if y'all want to understand where I'm coming from, make sure y'all go check out the Word. All right.
Yeah, we all got dreams, but we stuck in the grind. Looking back at the past, but it's time to unwind. Everyone can do it, just gotta take that step. Stop dwelling on the losses, let's rewrite the rep. Hating on the president, calling him corrupt. But let me break it down, we gotta interrupt. Lost been in place, he's just playing the game. Ain't about the man, streets to the halls. Let's make change, break the chains of the past, let's rearrange. Y'all really stuck, puppets,
Man, we have to just be extremely careful out here. Parents, all right, keep a close eye on your kids. Be detectives. Listen, it don't matter if they get mad. Don't let nobody scare you into saying that you cannot chastise or discipline your child. You see where I'm coming from? But you want to start getting harder on your kids, man. And this is not for every parent out there. It's for those that think that everything is Gucci just by giving them these phones and letting them play these games. All right. This channel, we've been bringing awareness to Roblox since the beginning. All right. Since, it's been a while. All right. Listen, I lost my first channel, but that ain't stopped me from bringing awareness on this channel. All right. And it's not just Roblox. Y'all got to realize Fortnite, Minecraft, all right. These games also have predators in them that sit here and lure your little kids, all right, out of your home and into the dangers out here that are lurking in these shadows. All right. And some of these kids be thinking that listen, they'll fight you and argue, telling you that, oh, that's another kid just my age, when in reality it's not. This is where the detective work comes in, where Inspector Gadget comes out of you, like on some real shit, when little eyes poke out and shit like that. You start reading all the text messages, everything, emails. Like, listen, you start searching through all these stuff. They don't got no more privacy now. They can't tell you the truth. Ain't no more privacy. Fuck that. But a lot of parents don't understand where I'm coming from, right? When they hear discipline and chastise, they think, well, you got to grab a 2x4 and whoop a child's ass and beat them till they got no poke. Nope, that's not. Nope. That's not the true meaning of chastising and disciplining your kids, man. And it's unfortunate, right, that we got a lot of cases where a lot of these kids, all right, they go through the grooming and the sexual assault and the abuse in their own homes. And it's crazy. This whole life has been mostly about grooming, sexual assault, and all that stuff. So I need to change the title from the shorty just talking, all right, to something. But I don't know. Until then, it's gonna stay like that. But as y'all can see, man, when I'm done this book, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna give people links and stuff like that. All right, so that y'all can read the whole book. All right, and see that just because we've been through, what we've been through in our past doesn't mean that our past has to determine who we are in the present or the future. All right, guys. Like, my condolences go out to, Celeste. I think it's Celeste Rivera, something like that, man. My condolences go out to her family. But it's unfortunate that I'm going to sit here and say that, I don't know, it's starting to sound like the conspiracy theories, when it comes towards the mom, could probably be true. All right. So dads, listen, I don't know what's up with a lot of women in this era. All right. And I'm not bringing no women down. All right. I'm just speaking and I'm calling out the bullshit. All right. I don't know what is wrong with a lot of women. All right. They put either men first or their friends first or family before their kids. But I'm not going to sit here and say that, that this mom was not in one, some way, shape, or form neglectful. I mean, listen, I'm hoping that she didn't sell her child to this upcoming rising rapper. All right. But the way everything is coming out, the way everything is surfacing, I don't know. Shit is crazy. All right. But the way, like I said, y'all got to do y'all research and see why I'm saying what I'm saying. All right. Now, we have to find ways on how we could bring awareness to these situations, all right, to prevent future situations from like this from happening within our communities, within our homes, all right? And that's the whole purpose of these lives when I do them, all right? Because what we, are failing to realize is that it's us versus the system, and we have to protect these angels. Like, I don't know why y'all keep thinking that we're the target, that it's about race. I'm going to be honest and tell you that something deep down inside of me, all right, is telling me and it's saying and it's screaming out that in reality, the target is our kids. So y'all better wake up, all right? Smell that coffee before it's too late. We gotta get a grip of it, all right? Like, our ancestors didn't sit here and sacrifice themselves for us, all right, to leave a blueprint of just shares and likes behind. All right. They didn't want us to be a part of clout and, fame, glitz, and glam. I think they wanted us to build. All right. We're architects. They wanted us to build a blueprint based on the blueprint they left behind for us. And I don't know what we're doing. All right. I'm going to be a woman. All right. And be woman enough to say, I don't know what the fuck a lot of us is paying attention to. All right. I know that at one point, listen, I let the pain get over me, but I got my shit together. All right. I got to say, I thank God for my kids, because in reality, they're the reason I still breathe to this day. And I, work hard as shit to bring awareness. All right. On situations like this. And I don't just bring awareness. I try to bring solutions to the table. That's what we need. So shout out to all the content creators that are bringing awareness to this. All right. As crazy as it sounds, I heard somebody say the other day, it's too many conspiracy theories. Well, motherfucker, one way or another, they got to solve the fucking case. Because it seems like that for a minute, this motherfucker was walking. Was they protecting him? But you know what? With that being said, guys, listen, let us shorty know what y'all think down below. All right. Listen, I'm going to leave y'all with this. All right. It gets a little harder. I'm trying to be a nice girl today. I'm trying not to, how can I say, get angry vibes inside of me. All right, so I'm gonna pause it right here, and I'm gonna leave it for another time. We'll pick up, on another live, speaking on the Dave situation and bringing awareness to the, sexual abuse and grooming and much more. Like, this is deep. All right, this case is deep. So, let's talk about it. Leave your comments down below. Let's get the discussion started, yo. And I'll see y'all on my next live. I'm not sure what it's going to be about, but if y'all haven't subbed up, make sure y'all do. All right. Like, if you haven't become a member, become a member. All right. Like, unless we have members, I don't know. Should we do the giveaways? I got the little wheel. Nah, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do one giveaway. I'm not sure when. I got to figure out a day to do it. It's going to be at nighttime, though. All right. So either way, make sure you do the first giveaway is going to be to subscribers only. And I know that people unsubscribe and shit like that. So the, giveaways after that is going to be, for members only. Shout out to the 2 members that, became members. I appreciate y'all support. I know it's not, easy out there with everybody doing what they doing, man. But, listen, we're going to be doing the member giveaways. All right. And in order for me to do that, the members got to be members. All right. So I'm thinking I might hold on to that until we figure out this member giveaways. So listen, with that being said, till next time, this y'all shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble afternoon.
Yeah, we living in a world where the rules don't apply. They say we gotta follow, but we ready to fly. The system got us boxed in, trying to keep us small. But we rise like the phoenix, we ain't scared to brawl. They feeding us lies, but we see through the smoke. We're the voice of the people, we're ready to provoke. They want us to divide, but we're stronger as one. Breaking chains, sticking names, yeah, we getting it done. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. This in the air, yeah, we taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. In the world of division, they showed us how to share. But the weight of our sorrows, they never taught us to bear. We split our joys and laughter, but the pain remained untold. A burden we carry alone, a story left untold. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. He lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. We learned to divide our dreams and multiply our fears, but the ache in our hearts only grew with passing years. They gave us all the answers, except how to heal. The scars that run so deep means the time can't see. Yeah, they taught us how to share, but only the good. Smiles and laughter like we understood, but deep down inside there's a storm we hide. Pain in our hearts, we're just trying to ride. Put on a mask, yeah, we play the part, but nobody sees the cracks in the hearts. We share our dreams, the highs and the lows, but when it comes to hurt, we just close the doors. We share the fun times, deflect the pain, laughing in the sunshine, dancing in the rain. But the shadows linger, they creep and they crawl, breaking us down, but we don't share at all. We got hate in our hearts, but we get concealed. Taught to share the joy, but wounds, they stay unhealed. They say love was easy to divide, but the heartache never subsides. We tried to split everything into 2, but the pain lingers strong and true. Shared our dreams, divided our fears, but the sorrow remained through the years. No matter how we tried to let go, the weight of our suffering continued to grow. Now we're apart trying to heal, but some wounds are too deep to conceal. They said splitting up will set us free, yet the pain lingers in you and me.
Shout out to Miss Yo Thoughts and Miss Akimio for this inspiration, because this one came out dope.
In a world where rules are set in stone, the system's grip tightens, we're not alone. Bound by chains of majestic greed, against the odds we fight to be free. Mighty forces try to keep us down, but our spirits rise, refusing to drown. Defying norms, breaking through the mold. In this battle of wills, our story is told. As the clash continues day by day, we stand united, come what may. For in this world where rules don't apply, our strength and unity will never die. They try to silence our dreams, but we're loud and clear. With every step forward, conquering fear. They can't hold us back. We're the fire and the flame in this battle for freedom. We're all in the game. They say it's just a game, but we're playing for keeps. With the strength of the many, we're shattered elites. No more puppets on strings, we're cutting the ties. With our eyes on the prize, we're reaching for the skies. So let's stand together, let's break down the walls. In this fight for our future, we'll answer the calls. From the ashes, we'll rise like a storm. Riders ignite, it's us versus the system, and we're ready to fight. They building walls, but we're digging tunnels. With every step we take, we're shaking the bundles. From the streets to the courts, we're raising our voice. In a world full of noise, we're making the choice. They want to keep us blind, but we see the light. Knowledge is power, and we're ready to fight. From the corners of the city to the halls of the state, where the heartbeat of the struggle can't afford to wait. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. This in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. Now we stand here broken, searching for some light, hoping for a way out of this never-ending night. But through it all, we find strength in each other's embrace. Together we'll face tomorrow and find solace in this space. They say don't bring the drama, keep it all light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo and they shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. In a world of lessons learned, they taught us how to stand and burn. But the scars we hide deep inside are the ones that never subside. We followed all rules they made, but the emptiness never fades. Their wounds like knives, cutting through even wounds that always grew. They painted pictures of success, but couldn't fix what's left from us. Now we're left to bear the strain of the pain that lingers, never wanes. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. That's in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. So remember this moment, remember this face, remember this sound. We're the voice of the future, and we won't back down. In the face of oppression, we'll stand up tall. It's us versus the system, and united.